Barrios, of all the title holders that are out there, is probably the easiest one to face. You're not going to have to face a killer like Bout, but I'm telling you, Gabe, he's not winning this fight.
Fight fans, welcome back.
It is crazy, but, you know, one thing is, Manny is special.
In 2025, the boxing landscape is changing faster than ever before.
Got to be careful there.
Images are being dissected.
He took a knee. He took a knee.
Superstars are being derailed. And underdogs are being vindicated. And whether you stand with it or stand against it, it's going to be impossible to ignore it as a generational king returns to the place he knows best.
But there's one thing about certain legends in this game. Think Bernard Hopkins, who fought into a very late age. Sometimes they can reproduce magic for one night.
All-time great discussions are subjective, but a win for Manny Pacquiao defies another set of odds and plants another exclamation mark on a legendary career.
Pacquiao!
So here, with some updated stat cards and a couple of home truths, we break down a fight with Mario El Azteca Barrios.
I'm a little bit baffled because it feels a bit surreal to be talking about Manny Pacquiao coming back and fighting again in a serious contest against a young stud who's a world champion.
Before we get into the why, let's first take a quick glance at the last handful of outings for both men to try and gauge what's left in the tank.
But you are still incredibly quick, you're very explosive, but he does have a big punch. How's this fight gonna go?
For Pacquiao, the last 5 were all high-profile encounters, 3 wins and 2 losses. But one of those, back in 2017, is extremely debatable.
I sat in my living room and I watched Manny Pacquiao lose to somebody named Jeff Horn from Australia. You remember this?
Yeah, I do.
And
I thought he beat him, though.
Did you?
Yeah.
Jeff Horn's face is an absolute mess. Swollen, blood-soaked, blood streaming from the cut. Left hand after left hand after left hand. And no!
Those officials from Australia, are they from Australia? I mean, what did we just see? It's a horrible decision. Horrible.
Listen, congratulations, great effort. I thought you lost, but great effort. I thought this guy was landing the punches. You were throwing a lot that were missing.
A year later, reserve tanks were already in question as a 35-year-old Lucas Matisse looked to capitalize against the Filipino.
That's going to be a really good fight because Pacquiao is not the same Pacquiao he was even when I fought him.
I've been reading the book of Manny Pacquiao for 23 years. Is this just another outrageous chapter, or is this the ending?
So Pacquiao is going to have a very hard time with Lucas Matisse. And that Lucas Matisse might end Pacquiao's career.
When someone asks you a challenge and say your time is up, how does that make you feel?
It wasn't so much the power of the punch, but he got me right in the eye and I went blind.
At this point of his career, Manny should go out fighting whoever he wants to fight. He deserves it.
He's gonna be a world champ for a long time. He's gonna get some more champions. He'll get them all. He'll fight the biggest.
I hear they want me to fight Pacquiao next.
Make some noise.
Adrian Broner was next, and on the back of a Mikey Garcia loss and a Jesse Vargas draw, the Can Man needed to prove that he still could.
Y'all got me f***ed up if y'all think I'm about to lose to Manny Pacquiao, man. I'm about to beat his ass on God now.
Broner knows what he's doing, very calculated in his mind. However, you can have a big bark, but do you have the bite?
And you always wonder if this is going to be the night that he shows his age.
The Broner fight was the most predictable thing in the world. It was predictable because Broner's never been busy enough.
And Broner here now looks like he's in a bit of trouble.
was wrong with Adrian Broner post-fight saying he won that fight against Pacquiao. Hell no, he did not.
And still WWE welterweight champion of the world, Manny Pacquiao.
To watch a 40-year-old man be victorious in that ring on that night, he is inspiration to many, including myself. I'm inspired right now. I'm just inspired to beat him up.
Keith, what time, Thurman?
6 months later, another outspoken American, and those who were hoping for Pacquiao to turn old overnight would be disappointed.
Manny Pacquiao has T-Rex arms. I don't know if you noticed that. He got these little T-Rex arms. He had a hard time beating up Jeff Horn. He thinks he's going to beat up Keith Thurman. You know, I mean...
Pacquiao. Oh, down goes Thurman!
And let me tell you, that was just a quick punch. It was a surprise for him to even get dropped down like that, but the hand speed, the angles, the movement that Manny was taking, he would have beat anybody that night.
Pacquiao's moving around like a 22-year-old, Lennox.
That always precedes, and oh boy.
In favor of the winner, boxing's pride of the Philippines, the ageless wonder, Manny Pacquiao!
Obviously, we want to send well wishes to Errol Spence Jr., who underwent surgery on Wednesday. And for you, a different opponent sits to my left.
Most recently, following a 2-year layoff, was the Ugas fight, a night where the 5-inch height difference and 8-year age gap finally showed.
Because you're adjusting now to facing a new opponent on 11 days' notice, right? Was there any conversation between you and Freddie on whether you should cancel, whether you should postpone? Because this is a risk, right?
Here we go, round number 1, Manny Pacquiao and your Dennis Ugas. And even at his age of 42, we somehow expect him to defy time the way he's done physical size.
These past 6 years I've really been, hitting my stride, and I don't think Manny Pacquiao can knock me out.
I'll tell you what that is. That's a great right Cuban hook. It's not straight, but it's not a hook. It comes around your glove, and Manny's not ready for that punch.
Tonight, I saw Manny Pacquiao attacking in straight lines, and Ugas saw every single shot.
Ugas doesn't have the feet that Manny has, but Manny's not using them right.
Yeah, Pacquiao is not moving around the ring. You're right. Not mobile here at his age. And still champion, my body's unshakable.
How will this performance influence your decision to either come back to the ring or retire?
Right now, probably thinking about retirement.
Did you ever think you would see Manny Pacquiao in a matchup like this?
Since then, a pair of exhibition bouts as recent as last July helped keep Pac-Man active.
There's a right hook, ring left. It's moments away from possibly being stopped. Manny Pacquiao having to wait on DKU.
He won both, making lightish work of 2 far younger opponents. But where the skills remain, the athleticism is noticeably declining.
Pacquiao started getting hit with shots he would have never got hit with early in his career, Skip, or say 5 years ago.
I think the biggest part of why people maybe not completely poo-pooing this or going 46 years old, what are we doing? This is another Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight. No, it's not. Because Barrios, although a champion, he's got flaws. We've seen him lose on the pay-per-view level before.
We're not dwelling on the fact that, we took the first loss, but we're gonna continue on growing from this, in every way that we can.
Barrios trying to tee up on Carl, but Carl's like an extra from The Walking Dead, falling face first.
Barrios' name first hit the big time in 2021, and since that night against Tank, outcome-wise, he's had a pretty similar 5-fight run to Manny.
Well, that was the last time you're going to see Mario face-to-face till you guys are in the ring. Do you have any last words for him?
Keep your hands up, protect yourself at all times, because he was about to get knocked the F out.
The pair's first mutual opponent came in 2022, as following the Pacquiao loss, Keith Thurman returned by beating El Azteca in style.
Now he's on shaky feet.
following year out, however, it was Barrios' turn to remind us that a loss doesn't mean the end.
He looked very poised last night. He looked determined last night. Like, I'm coming off of 2 straight losses, but that's not me. I'm not a loser. And I think he completely proved that last night.
Your home fans, how does it feel?
Oh man, it feels amazing. It was taking me a while, to get that groove, to get that rhythm again. But once I did, man, I felt great.
6 months later, another mutual opponent. And where Ugas looked to have shut away Manny for good, many expected Barrios to be headed the same way.
This is a huge overhand right. That's second straight here, number 2.
Basically, the Mexican fighter outboxed the Cuban Olympian,
And a huge jab that puts Ugas down. Huge left hook. Caught Ugas, stunned him.
Mario, el Azteca Barrios.
If he moves up and you get through your fight successfully, a lot of people are calling for you to be his next opponent. Would you welcome that opportunity?
I would welcome any opportunity, but especially that one.
Last May, he kept the momentum going, absorbing a few trademark Maidana bombs to beat Marcos' brother Fabian by unanimous decision.
Warming up, lands the lead left hook, chopping.
Still going there with bad intentions, still going there a smart fighter, but I'm never afraid, to sit there and bang it out.
Ghana just trying to survive right now here with 15 seconds left in the 7th.
Oh shit, going at it.
And still champion Mario El Azteca.
It was supposed to be an easy night's work, but last time out, Abel Ramos would give as good as he got in an all-out war on the Tyson-Paul undercard. Whether Manny saw something or feels like he still has enough to take that green belt, rumors now become reality for a 2025 collision.
Barrios is no slouch. Barrios is a young fighter, bigger fighter, knows how to, control distance very well, can punch a little bit. Like, he's no easy task for anybody in the welterweight division.
Fight a young, hungry,
champion,
world champion like Barrios.
And again, I'm worried that he's going to get hurt badly.
What do you think of Barrios? He's a big, strong, he's young, he's 30. You have 16 years on him, Manny. Don't worry about it.
Having been eroded by Father Time, Pacquiao's stats today are a far cry from those in his prime. We're often reminded that power is the last thing to go, and while he relied more on volume punching than on punch power, Manny is no exception to the rule.
And Pacquiao famously has a fantastic engine, but again, he's older now.
Chins famously suffer with age, and despite showing he still has those deceptive bursts of speed early on.
Bit of a smile from Manny Pacquiao.
His hands, feet, and overall stamina are noticeably diminished too. And so at this stage, he'll be depending more on his heart, IQ, and experience to outfox the younger man.
I think Manny Pacquiao, his C game is a lot better than anybody, a lot of guys' A game, even with the age.
I can't write Manny completely off because he's Brady-esque to me.
It's like what I said about Tom Brady falling off the cliff. I do think Tom Brady's in decline. But when you're falling from here, boy, you got a lot of room. So Pacquiao is falling from such heights that he's still better than most.
What do you think he may have overlooked or people don't know about you as a fighter that made him make the wrong decision in trying to pick this fight with you?
Contrastingly, for El Azteca, the stats reflect a man somewhere around his physical prime. Not the quickest, fastest, or the most skillful man in his division, but a solid fighter across the board. He might have lost a touch of speed with his move up in weight, But with impressive physical strength, engine, and toughness, he's never been afraid of the smoke.
He's gonna find out, you know, what it's like to be in the ring with El Azteca.
Right now. But you gotta figure what happened.
He's not going to make it out.
My goodness, what a sledgehammer! Manny Barrios is finding his stride.
What do you think of Manny Pacquiao's comeback? He's coming back to fight Barrios. Can he do it?
He's a legend. I think he can do it. Absolutely. I mean, it's not going to be easy.
He gave away money to his people that is in a position now that he has to fight at 46 after 72 fights. I'm concerned.
You've said coming into this that it could be, and I emphasize could, your final fight. If that is the case, what do you want to show to the world?
The news wasn't well received when Barrios Pacquiao was first announced.
It makes absolutely no sense to me. Listen,
there's nothing else for Manny Pacquiao to prove.
It's not something I really want to watch.
It was two-sided frustration that either Pacquiao was just doing it for money.
You know, it has to be financial. I mean, any fighter that comes back, especially from retirement, a guy like Manny Pacquiao, it definitely has to do with money.
Or that Barrios was using it to avoid boots.
From my understanding, it was a $2 million deal on the table to fight boots. Enough said. You might as well give him a rubber ducky too, man. All of them rubber duckies.
And both things can be true, because who wouldn't want a 10 mil payday? And who in their right mind would chase a Jaron Ennis fight?
Face tells the tale. Blood everywhere, and the body's not doing much better.
This is great. This is greatness we're watching. Greatness in the making.
But the reality? Fighting is in Pacquiao's DNA, and Barrios ducks nobody.
They have big plans for him, and I fully intend, on up those plans.
So now, where Manny has the opportunity to add another chapter to an iconic career, Mario has the opportunity to end it.
It was something, that fighters, dream of since we're kids. And like I said, this opportunity is here. Once again, headlining pay-per-view, and I'm just looking, to take full advantage of it.
In Las Vegas, Nevada, as Premier Boxing Champions presents the featured bout of the evening.
On paper, it's no different than any other Manny Pacquiao fight, conceding 6 inches of height, 4 inches of reach, and 16 years of youth. Size-wise, Manny's very similar to Gervonta Davis, so that night in Atlanta gives us a solid idea of how the pair will look side by side.
From the weigh-in on the main event level also doubles with the biggest storyline about this fight. You saw that height difference when they stood across from each other. Gervonta is straight up looking up.
And Manny's a southpaw too, with the same awkwardness and deceptive bursts of speed that saw Tank chop down the tree in 2021.
You're a dog, you got winner in you. You can do anything. Get his ass. I'm behind you.
Something seems like Davis is looking for a knockout.
He's walking away tonight the better man, but I'll definitely be back. Well, man, I have always been a fan of Pacquiao. I don't like this fight because of, at this point in his career, I think it's a bad move. But, Manny being, the fighter he is, being a legend how he is, he took this fight, which, shows a lot.
Back in the day, Barrios would have been tailor-made for Pac-Man.
If it was some years ago, Pacquiao would beat Barrios' ass. But right now, Barrios, with his momentum, might fuck around and beat Pacquiao up.
Limited footwork, a leaky defense, and not enough power to keep him off.
He can snap his head back and make him take a backward step or a half step back, but Manny obviously doesn't feel like he's in danger of being hurt by the shot.
But now, Manny will have to make an impact early like he did against Keith, something to really make the Texan think.
Everything that Manny Pacquiao always has been, he has a lot of it still left in him.
He saw right away that Manny he's a freak of nature at age 40 to be this quick.
That's scary right there.
Because those assets that would have made it a relatively easy night a decade ago are no longer the same. The whole spectacle solely comes down to what the Filipino has left. And it's something that none of us will really find out until Jimmy Lennon Jr. announces them into the ring.
There's nothing that's going to convince me that Manny Pacquiao is going to win this fight at 46 years old.
No, man, it is crazy. But, you know, one thing is Manny is special.
Sometimes, you know, these old legends, they got to get beat up several times before they call it quits.
Pacquiao might surprise us. He's done it before. But the aftermath of that Ugas fight will still be weighing heavy on people's minds.
And is it the end of a legend?
Ultimately, though, fighters' egos are like fans' appetites. It's never enough. So much like Mike's return, blitzing hand speed that lit up Vegas for over a decade.
Look at the brilliant accuracy, landing with both right and left hands.
And don't expect 12 rounds of rip-roaring energy.
There is no limit, it seems, to what this man can do.
Instead, we anticipate a single man once again bringing his sovereign nation to a standstill.
The fighting pride of Sarangani Province, Philippines, Manny Pacquiao!
And if this version of Manny has enough smarts and enough left in the tank to beat Barrios,
styles make fights. He's got the perfect style for Manny to do what he do.
we'll witness an entirely new level of greatness.
If he pulls that off, he's definitely one of the greatest of all time.